define your role at GPT-Lab and at the Tampere University?
Yeah, so hello, I'm Jussi Rasku. I'm currently working as a Postdoctoral Research Fellow at Tampere University and currently acting as a Vice Head of the GPT-Lab, running the Seinäjoki team. Also, my responsibilities are running some projects, preparing next ones, applying for funding, supervising master's thesis for the GPT-Lab and co-supervising one PhD student. Among other things, it seems that this role has it all.
Would you like to tell us about your educational and history and a little bit about your research?
Yeah, so I did my master's degree in computer science or software engineering, in fact, in Tampere University, like 15 years ago. Started a lifetime ago, it feels. But even during my master's thesis studies, I already worked at the industry. So kind of, I feel this has been a good path also for a researcher to have quite a significant amount of industry experience from the field you eventually ended up doing your PhD. So I landed found myself in University of Jyväskylä, working as a part of research group on computational logistics, and finished my master's thesis there, and then they asked if I would be interested in pursuing PhD, and I said yes, and after a few years here I'm now back to Tampere University and doing my postdoc on quite similar topics that I have been tackling through my career. So software engineering, machine vision, machine learning in different forms and shapes, and now of course machine learning has evolved into this generative AI, and there are so many opportunities to pursue, and I feel this has been a natural progression, sort of going through tackling bigger and more difficult problems through my career.
So what areas of AI and system design, although you didn't mention system design, but I'm putting it here, is involved in your current work and excites you?
I feel AI is a new tool we have, new generic tool what we can apply. It feels like everywhere, or at least these large language models that kind of, you can argue if they simulate thinking or simulate cognition, or if there's actually some kind of thought that happens when they produce the text. I feel the applications are endless, but the barriers kind of are in deployment and integration of these AI systems into practical applications, and this is kind of the bottleneck at the moment for this kind of widespread adaptation of AI. Therefore, I'd say that even if it's a little recursive, it's kind of the most promise for AI is to help in adopting AI. So how can AI be used to build the systems that use AI?
So what is the unique focus or strength of the Seinäjoki team within the GPT-Lab network? Yeah,
so first of all, the Seinäjoki team has a really strong technical background. So even our junior people have significant amount of experience from the industry, working in software development roles, and the senior people here have decades worth of experience from software engineering and technology. So I feel that that's something that already makes us a little special. From looking at the kind of regional color and regional themes, Seinäjoki or South Ostrobothnia is perhaps known and the most entrepreneur-friendly regions of Finland. And here I feel like this kind of, together with the technical provers, the emphasis on practical applications, how AI can kind of mitigate some of the regional pain points like low productivity or low education level of workforce. Those are perhaps things that are like common themes in our projects here in Seinäjoki. In Seinäjoki we tend to do quite applied research, but of course be careful in choosing that kind of questions where nobody knows the answers. So when nobody knows how to do something, it's always research worthy. We have been exploring, for example, image generation and image editing through a speech interface that Juha has been doing in our team, and it's really impressive demo and something that has helped us to develop some of those foundational technologies we can use in more applied things. Then Joni has been working on this multi-agent AI system that is kind of a tool to generate tools. I feel like this is the promise of AI, that it lowers the barriers to use advanced technology, and kind of there's this kind of democratization of technology because of AI. You don't have to build the tools yourself, you can present your problem to the AI and it can present the solutions to you. I really like the saying from Steve Jobs that bicycle is the computer is the bicycle of the mind, and I feel like this AI really supercharges that bicycle. It's not bicycle, perhaps it's automobile or taxi for your brain. You are able to do things in faster, and even things you don't even have the knowledge to do yourself, you can kind of offload that to the AI. And the system Juha is building, the tool generating, Joni is building the tool generating tool that is able to create optimization tools or whatever tools is really promising. Then finally we are just starting a new project where we develop an assistant for leadership of a small and medium-sized companies and startups. We have acknowledged this common theme and problem that startups struggle with profitability oftentimes, and this makes them at times hard to follow their strategy. So me and Mikko are thinking about ways how can an AI assistant to help the startup to achieve its goals. So this is again touching upon the theme of entrepreneurship in the region, and how can AI help us to achieve our goals.
How does the regional context of Seinäjoki influence the kind of AI work being done here?
Yeah, it mostly comes through the themes. Entrepreneurship, manufacturing industry, food. So basic production, meaning growing food and growing building materials and so on. So those are kind of the business kind of, especially here in Seinäjoki, because the University Consortium of Seinäjoki has strong emphasis on these communications with the industry. So that is one of the kind of key differentiators, I feel.
How is generative AI shaping the landscape of software development, especially in tooling and system design?
I feel like everything is changing, and it's changing really, really fast. And how I kind of, where my hunch kind of leads, is that in the future we will be working in a much higher abstraction level. So code classes, functions, variables, those kind of stuffs are not the things people should be worrying that much about. Instead, it's the software engineering level where we need new tooling that helps us to build more complex software.
In your experience, what are the most promising use cases for LLM and generative models in automating software engineering tasks?
Currently, it's the code generation, and it already looking at the benchmarks and the progress in this area. I feel people shouldn't be coding that much anymore. If you look at the speed, the fastest models are capable of producing some 2,000-2,500 statements per second. I, with close to 30 years of programming experience, can produce one sentence per second. So it's already, AI models are already 2,000 times faster programmers than I am. And I feel in programming, the speed of iteration is really important. And faster you can produce the code, faster you can test it, faster you can iterate, the faster you are in programming. So that's the clear thing where kind of the biggest impact currently is. Think about the promising, where's the promise of AI in software engineering? I feel it will have a significant impact in all of the phases, from ideation, generating ideas, choosing different trade-offs between the technologies, even writing deployment scripts and so on. Currently we are mostly held back by the tooling, so we don't have enough tooling to use AI effectively in each step of the software engineering process.
What would you say are the other limitations, because you already mentioned tooling here, but other limitations or risk when relying on generative AI for critical system code or architectural decisions?
Of course, when some of the things are uploaded to AI, it becomes even more critical to validate and verify. But basically, this is something we have already acknowledged when working with people. So, test-driven development, unit testing, systems testing, DevOps, like everything in automated testing, quality control will become even more critical. There's even some promise here, I think. One of the main reasons why software isn't tested so much is that writing tests takes time, and modifying when you are changing the software, refactoring it to a different shape, you need to also refactor the tests, so change the tests. So it kind of creates friction to this iteration of the software to the next version and more features and so on. So again, the capability to produce the changes, large amount of code quickly kind of helps with that, also with the quality control. So I expect many different tools and techniques to come into this space quite quickly, so that AI writes the code and AI produces the tools to check the code, and then we kind of do the conceptual validation. Of course, there probably will be some special fields where humans still need to be kind of kept responsible or take responsibility for the code. And in those cases, I feel we still need those people who actually understand what the code is doing.
Actually, based on that, I had a follow-up question is, what kind of skills are now essential in this era where AI would do major work? So what do you think, or what advice would you like to give the new software developers or engineers, it's not that sorry.
Yeah, kind of what I've said to junior developers is, of course, having there's a benefit of having a deep understanding on how the technology actually works from like first principles understanding, that you have some kind of conceptual model on what's happening, and I feel that can be only understood through hardware. So you have to kind of try to build something, try to understand actually what's happening. But for the skills that I feel will be an important skill for some part, but on the other hand, the soft parts of software engineering will be more important. It's a known problem in the field that when people are technology oriented, they don't kind of communicate enough. They don't actually try to find out what the customer wants or needs. Instead, they will just, for example, use some of their favorite tools or some new tools, some new technology for the wrong reasons. So we need to start concentrating on business value, human communication, deep understanding of the domain we are working in. Because when the building comes easier, we need to start concentrating on our effort that we are building the right thing. That kind of is my recommendation for the junior software engineers.
You have worked on AI-driven human-computer interaction. What makes speech interfaces an important frontier in this field?
I don't know if I, worked on.
Okay.
I've been interested in, tinkered some, but kind of what's behind the current craze in AI, why everyone is talking about AI, is that we have managed to kind of model and make computers understand written language. Spoken language, I think, becomes even more naturally for us people, humans. That's why I believe that when the user experience for those kind of speech interfaces becomes good enough, and this means that AI can actually do what we ask it to do, it will be the primary way we interact with computers. So that just, for me, seems intuitive next step in computing.
What are the most critical design challenges when building natural multimodal interfaces that include speech?
There are a few things. I think latency. It has to be able to respond with too much thinking. Then this recognition of speech of terms, meaning that the AI won't speak over you, and you kind of have it's kind of natural interaction with the AI through this kind of speech interface. It's also perhaps even more important is the intention recognition, meaning that you feel you get understood by AI, and this is, I feel, has been kind of the magic behind the chat-based AI as well. It's kind of eerie feeling when the AI from your quite honestly incoherent input understands what you wanted and produces the result you wanted. And I feel like after we kind of crack that, the low latency, natural, this kind of turns of speech, and then there's the intention recognition, and it's able to do what we ask it to do. Then we kind of, the speech interfaces kind of go off, and we see people walking around the street talking to the AIs, and it's just normal. There's been some advances such as the MCP, the model context protocol that kind of helps us to build AI systems that are able to do more, use other systems to achieve their goals. And I feel this kind of tools, techniques will allow us to build actually useful voice-based assistants, and that will be the new normal basically.
Could you give us an example or share a use case or prototype where AI XCI improved accessibility or user efficiency?
I think I have to go to some of my earlier research there. In my PhD, I researched how machine learning, so what was called AI back then, can assist in helping or making it easier to use optimization technology. What I did was kind of hide the complexity of using advanced optimization methods from the practitioners, and that kind of is a little bit the same thing we have discussed here today. So AI and machine learning are good tools to make the discussion happen in a higher abstraction level, so the nitty-gritty details kind of just gets taken care of. And that is, I think, the best, most promising AI accessibility and usability improvement, that with intention recognition you can get the results you want on a higher abstraction level, and the details will just be taken care of.
What are the main barriers to embedding operation research models into development software systems?
I'd say it's the lack of knowledge, and this comes in many different forms, and it has many different impacts, kind of secondary impacts. One is that most companies don't even know what optimization is capable of, what kind of methods they are. In other words, they don't recognize the problem they are having as a optimization problem. Partly this is because traditionally really heavy mathematical background has been required to apply these tools, meaning that the people who are able to take a business or process and model that with mathematics and then writing the algorithms and the software system around that to actually solve the problem are so few that they are ridiculously expensive. And that kind of is the main barrier for using this technology in many companies. Like big companies already use operations research methods quite a lot, but the smaller ones, the medium-sized ones, that's the kind of the issue there. They don't know it's possible, and even if they know, acquiring such knowledge or buying the solutions is far too expensive.
How have you approached overcoming these barriers, or can you give an example to the viewers how this can be approached?
Our research concentrates on these tool building AIs. I like the idea that by just paying 20 euros per month you have the master of all fields basically in your pocket or on your computer. Also master of operations research. So it can do the math, it can write the code. Only thing for you is to describe your problem, business problem in enough detail that it captures all of those kind of constraints and objectives clearly enough as kind of the solution to again hide the details.
How do you see AI complementing operational research and system level application?
Kind of problems have always been solved with AI. Back then the AI, and now I'm talking like 80s, 90s, even 80s, It was known, evolutionary algorithms, heuristics, rule-based systems, even some neural networks at times. The issue here again has been that the science already knows how to solve this. There's books and like shelves of journal papers on how to solve this effectively. The problem has been how to use this accumulated knowledge to solve these problems. And here I see that the biggest promise is kind of AI is taking this collective understanding and making it easier to apply the operations research in practical problems.
So what architectural or design principles help ensure that, I forgot what OR was just a second.
Operations research.
Operational research components and AI models work together seamlessly inside a complex software system?
That's a fairly complex question and a research question. Currently, no one knows, I think. If I'd have to guess, it's some kind of mix of microservices glued together with some kind of AI agents, perhaps the MCP, the Model Context Protocol, will help kind of the agents to understand the system and are able to use the tools within the system. This is something we are exploring at the GPT-Lab at the moment, how to build such systems and how should they be laid out, and we will be publishing on this on a later date.
Okay. And where do you see the unexplored opportunities for using OR?
Everywhere, basically. As I said, it's kind of held back by the knowledge, and I feel that with this new AI age, we can finally remove the barriers for adaptation. Many organizations and companies are facing optimization problems, even though if they don't recognize them as such. But when we have the tools, we need to kind of apply them, and when we apply the tools, we have to be careful what we kind of wish for, what we optimize. And here kind of the human component steps in. You shouldn't just minimize the cost. You should consider also, when you set the objective for the optimization, you should also consider sustainability, worker and customer satisfaction, so that the improvement is improvement for all, not just for basically cutting costs. And that is kind of, I feel, also the benefit of AI in this space, that it allows us to build more refined models that can take into account more different kind of conflicting objectives and model those objectives into maths that can be then solved using the more traditional algorithms.
How do you balance mentoring responsibilities with advancing your own research agendas?
That's very difficult at times, as one can imagine. One kind of has to accept that you cannot do all the things you can do, and kind of course, being a PhD means that you have been trained to do research, and it becomes a little bit of a shock if you kind of move as a postdoc, move to positions where you take more of this kind of leadership roles, because then you cannot pursue those interesting ideas yourself. You basically have to offload them to the people you're supervising. And perhaps this is the reason even the more senior researchers have retreats, so they go abroad for a few months to carry out the actual research, because all the little details in this kind of mentoring responsibilities and supervision responsibilities, project responsibilities really add up, and they are like water that they fill your vessel brimful. No space is left, and sometimes it feels that it overflows.
What advice would you give to early career researchers hoping to lead the interdisciplinary AI projects?
I'd say that investing people's skills is critical, especially for this kind of multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary teams, because the people come from different backgrounds, they have kind of different opinions, different ways of communicating. So it becomes even more important that in the leadership roles, one is able to kind of get everyone to pull into the same direction. And I feel you have to be quite skillful in not just plain bossing people around, but actually making people or helping people to kind of become interested, even like really enthusiastic about certain common goals and topics. So one should really focus on honing those people's skills. There's good books written even of that. So it's just another skill, I feel. But it's not a skill that you have to learn by yourself. You can learn from others and you can learn from books.
How do you maintain depth in your technical work while managing a broad project portfolio?
Basically offloading the deep stuff to someone else, and the senior supervisor basically just takes care of the big picture and all the nitty-gritty details like day-to-day things. And this kind of deep thinking is a luxury. It seems that it's really difficult to have. And it's kind of silly when you have finally upskilled yourself to be an actual researcher with PhD. Then quite soon you start just helping others to upskill themselves. But again, this just seems to be the nature of things everywhere, not just in academia.
What's one challenge you did not expect when moving into postdoctoral leadership, and how did you adapt?
Well, I don't know if this was a new challenge. I'm quite known for being a time optimist, meaning that things always take less time in my head than they actually do. However, I feel that without this kind of time optimism, nothing wouldn't even get started, because if you would already see all the long nights and suffering, taking on bigger pursuits or bigger projects will take, you wouldn't even start. So I kind of knew what was ahead of me, but I refused to think too much about it.
Where would you say the research and leadership focus is heading over the next few years?
Yeah, I would like to see the Seinäjoki unit to grow. Currently we have me, a PhD student, and 2 research assistants. I'm hoping that they will continue and pursue their PhDs, which would also mean that we will hire more research assistants to assist and help with the research projects. We will be concentrating on AI and entrepreneurship, AI in industry, and how kind of these AIs can help to do the software engineering for the industry, so help the digitalization of the local companies. I see a great promise in AI to help in the uptake of many advanced technologies, such as the optimization tools and algorithms. And this is something I'm hoping that we can concentrate here in Seinäjoki.
Would you like to give a message or an advice to students who might be interested in opportunities at GPT-Lab Seinäjoki? How can they proceed or approach you on this?
Yeah, pro tip, and this is not for just for approaching me or GPT-Lab Seinäjoki. When you cold email people or cold call people, do your homework and don't present everything you know and you can do. You have to kind of be clever with it. You have to think what I can do for the other person. Kind of reading through my publications, you can already see what I've been doing, and then you kind of have to find the angle how you fit in. If I have to find a place for you, it's tedious for me. If you can solve my problems, I'm interested. That works also when approaching companies.
How would you say the life at Seinäjoki is for researchers?
Yeah, I feel it's nice. You know, there's the saying that small at the lake, big at the pike, so big at the fish. So it kind of this is good place, for example, doing multidisciplinary work. In our coffee room, there's like regional researchers, business people researching business, people researching SMEs, like many different fields, even arts and music, and you know, there's plenty of opportunities to do this kind of impactful multidisciplinary research here in Seinäjoki.